Hello, and thank you for coming along to our talk on co-creating a course on language technology. This talk presents collaboration between myself, Mirjam Hauck, Joseph Kwarteng, Mychelle and Natalie Moore. We are based in the School of Languages and Applied Linguistics. In this talk, I will present an introduction to our project, then discuss background for the work that we're doing, before detailing the approach we're taking, and then concluding with a summary. First, I will introduce some details about the project. The project team is as follows. Mirjam and myself are co-investigators. Joseph is research assistant on the project. Mychelle is providing us with guidance on access, participation, and success at the Open University. And Natalie Moore is providing academic support. The project is due to be completed in winter 2022, and we are aiming to deliver workshops and reports, conference publications, and also the basis for a new short course in language technology in the workplace for the OU's Open Centre in Languages and Cultures, and I'll come back to some details on this in a moment. Some motivations for our project include involving students from widening participation backgrounds and designing a new short course within the centre, where traditionally these short courses have been designed by centre staff. We are also motivated to pilot a new way of working that involves partnering with students, and in particular responding to challenges in creating courses in fields such as artificial intelligence. And we'll come back to some details about challenges in doing this. We are also motivated to engage students from widening participation backgrounds, not only in curriculum development, but also in allowing them opportunities to work in areas of work related to artificial intelligence. Some goals for our project include to support students, learners developing skills and experience in pedagogical practice. Also, we're aiming to develop an AI course that better reflects students' interest in their study preferences. In particular, we would like staff to be able to better understand student motivations and interests in studying AI, and enable students to feel that their views and contributions are valued, but also that they can see their interests, views and experiences reflected in course content. For longer term goals, we are aiming to devise a replicable and reusable method to co-create courses with learners, where such courses might have potentially large amounts of complex technical content to deliver. So what is the Open Centre for Languages and Cultures? The Centre is a one-stop shop for engaging with languages, professional communication and intercultural dialogue for the purposes of leisure, work, professional development and academic study across time zones as well as geographical distance. The Centre aims to address a range of challenges, including the potential for language and intercultural learning to support economies and promote inclusive societies, both in the UK and worldwide. However, a more flexible approach to this is required in order to fulfill this potential. In addition, there's a need to address the decline in student recruitment on language qualifications across the higher education sector. Also, individuals in the UK and internationally need to be supported in seeking opportunities to develop careers with appropriate cultural knowledge and attitudes and improved intercultural communication competencies for the workplace. The Centre offers flexible, non-accredited short courses that can be studied anywhere in the world, and for those looking to turn their non-accredited learning into accredited learning, they can do so through a specific OU module, Making Your Learning Count. Turning to the background for the project, let's start with an acknowledgement to Uzma Peron, who is an Impact and Evaluation Manager at the Open University, for information she provided which went into the making of this slide. As already discussed, an important aspect to the background of the project is the OU's access and participation strategy. We should define the notion of co-creation at this point. A useful definition has been provided by Bovel and Felton in 2014 and is as follows: a collaborative, reciprocal process through which all participants have the opportunity to contribute equally, although not necessarily in the same ways, to curricular or pedagogical conceptualization, decision-making, implementation, investigation, or analysis. This definition will be important for the kinds of ideas that we discuss in the slides that follow. But importantly, Cook-Sather in 2020 provided a useful characterization of co-creation as follows. It aims to develop reciprocal relationships that break down traditional hierarchies. It's about supporting students and staff in their collaborations in a project setting, and promoting students to actively shape as well as challenge what teaching looks like, while ensuring that staff and students' voices are treated as equal. There are a range of different challenges forming part of the background to the project, from general challenges such as the fact that the field of AI is extremely fast moving with many hundreds of new research papers every week and applications extending into almost every domain of society. All major OECD nations now have industrial strategies in place which are driving commercial activity and arguably leading to global shortages of skills. Challenges around equality, diversity and inclusiveness within the field of AI are also important to address. These arise from all the previously mentioned challenges, but also a range of others, including the fact that the so-called digital divide is increasing and has been exacerbated during the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, historically low levels of representation in AI amongst a range of minority groups. This has led to wider social disparities in the AI domain being exacerbated by such historical inequities. A number of pedagogical challenges also need to be faced, such as the question of how to support co-creation given the novelty and complexity of the material. In addition, there are questions around how to collaboratively capture insights, not in a top-down direction, but rather in a way that breaks down traditional hierarchies and enables sharing power meaningfully with students. There are challenges around how to boost student voices and contributions in an academic domain such as this one, which has a well-deserved reputation for being quite difficult, and how to do this in a way that balances support for students, but at the same time provides them with a degree of autonomy. In addition, there are questions around how to enable learners to address historical inequities from their own points of view. And finally, and not least by any means, how to ensure that learning opportunities are enabled for staff as well as students and learners. An important part of the background to this project is to acknowledge the increasing use of co-design throughout the field of AI to address the kinds of challenges we've been discussing. Some examples of this include the community-driven approach to design justice, exemplified in the work of Sasha Costanzo-Chock and colleagues, and also the ethically aligned design framework promoted by the Institute for Electrical and Electronics Engineers. A key aspect to our approach is the mapping between design thinking and pedagogical co-creation. On the left of this slide, you can see an outline of an exemplary approach to design thinking by Tomich and Wrigley, which they term think, make, break, repeat. This involves cycling through strategies for thinking about appropriate designs to address specific challenges, followed by ways of making those designs a reality, then testing and breaking such solutions before repeating the cycle over as many times as necessary, until results are achieved that are satisfactory to key stakeholders. For us, mapping this to course co-design goes as follows. We treat the design thinking stage as the preparatory phase for developing clearer understanding of the specific pedagogical challenges. Then, the making stage is a matter of the actual co-creation sessions. Design breaking comes about during critical reflection, typically between co-creation sessions, and the whole cycle being repeated as many times as necessary. In order to realize the approach we've developed, we've planned a series of 3 to 4 workshops. Each workshop is an hour and a half long and involves staff and students working together on specific aspects of the co-creation challenge. We're aiming for workshops to emerge gradually, one session at a time, and in keeping with design thinking, the aim is to develop the course as a journey undertaken by prospective members of the target audience for our Language Technology in the Workplace course. We have a range of ways of iteratively developing this journey. For example, start with an initial batch of topics that participants, students and staff review after each session. A key aspect of the work participants will do between workshops is to carry out online data collections, for example by interacting with contributors to social media sites such as Reddit, in order to refine this list of topics and other ideas that they'll then bring back to the course for the following session. For us, the main outcome is a robust, repeatable methodology for co-creating courses rich in complex technology content for a diverse, inclusive audience. Many thanks for your attention, and we're looking forward to answering any questions you may have.